why many of us find ourselves living in fear is because we confuse two things. We confuse exposure and access. We confuse exposure and access. And what I want to make sure that you understand, exposure should not automatically grant access to anyone in your life. Just because someone is in an environment that I'm in, just because somebody knows me, just because somebody wants to speak to me, doesn't mean that they just get to come into my house. And one of the very first things that I find is problematic in the text is that these men that owned the ship, they were exposed to Jonah, but they chose to grant Jonah access to their ship. Pastor Chris, why are you explaining this to us? Had Jonah never got on the ship, what we see take place in Jonah chapter 1 would have never been there. There would have never been a storm on the sea. They never would have had to throw their things overboard. They never would have had to make a decision to throw Jonah overboard. Had Jonah just not got on the ship. Why was Jonah the problem? Because Jonah chose to disobey God. And so therefore, they were exposed to their disobedience. They were exposed to his disobedience as a result of being exposed to their disobedience. But the problem comes in when they give his disobedience access to their ship.